Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Right, we're dealing with chapter 2 in the Nahmad and Hayward book, point 2. It deals just more with the definite article, al. Remember, the definite article is this little word that's added to the beginning of nouns to make them definite, the equivalent of saying the in English. So we start at the top with some examples. So let's take this word here, baytun, a house. So remember, baytun, the words that make up, the letters that make up this word are ba, ya, and ta. And it doesn't have an alif lam, so we know it's an and it has this nunation. Now if we add alif lam plus baytun, if we literally just added it together, we would have alif, the fatha, lam, the sukoon's missing but it's there, al baytun. But you're not allowed to say that, so as soon as you add the al, the extra letter, the last vowel, extra vowel on the last letter has to be removed, hence this little cross there. So al baytun is, if we literally write it, will become al baytu, the house. Another example. Let's take the word baytan. Remember, we covered this in the previous lesson. Baytun, baytan, and the word baytin all mean a house. A house, a house. The last vowel, the vowels on the last letter do not change the meaning of a word. So let's look at the word baytan, a house. If we were to add al, we'd literally get al baytan. And remember, whenever we have a word which ends in two fathas and it's a noun, we put an alif at the end. We dealt with one exception, and that was words ending in a ta marbuta. But now we can't write this like this. The al has certain effects. The first one is we remove the nunation, so we remove the extra vowel on the last letter, and you're not allowed to write the alif anymore, so you have to remove that as well. So it becomes al bayta. And then finally baytin. If we add an al to baytin, we would literally get al baytin, but you're not allowed to have that tanween, nunation, doubling of the vowel on the last letter. The al makes us remove one of those vowels to become al bayti. So remember, on this side, on the left hand side, al baytu means the house, al bayta means the house, and al bayti means the house. So the vowel on the last letter does not change the meaning. Okay, let's look a bit more at al and the orthography of al. The al seems to be composed of an alif and a lam, but in actuality this is not an alif. This is the seat. The actual letter is here. We call this a hamzatu al-wasli, hamzatul wasl. Now this may not look like a hamza to you, but in modern text we don't tend to write the hamza like this, and that is a hamzatul wasl. And the lam has a sukoon on it, and this hamzatul wasl always has a fatha, which is missing there in the diagram here. So this is actually al, and al literally means the. So al is used to make a noun definite. Okay. Now, what do we call definite nouns in Arabic? Ma'rifa. The most important thing to know about this al is that they never occur with verbs. So just to recap, Arabic words are divided into three types of words: ism, fi'l, and harf. Ism are nouns, fi'l are verbs, and harf are particles. That was the 0th lesson. But you must be careful. Sometimes you can have a verb which begins with the letters alif, lam. An example here is iltaqa, he met. Here, this is an alif and lam, and it may resemble the alif lam of the definite article, the, but this is not the taqa, but it's part of the verb, and it just happens to have an alif which happens to be followed by a lam, and it just resembles the alif lam of the. So this is not alif lam al, the definite article, but the letter alif followed by a lam. So when you first start off, this may look a bit confusing because you can't tell the difference between nouns and verbs. But as you get more and more experience and you'll see the pattern and you'll know the meaning of words, you'll know that iltaqa is not the taqa, but it is he met. It's useful to think about al, as in the definite article, as a unit. And remember, this hamza is always a hamzatul wasl. Right, so that was the next point that the Nahmad and Hay would deal with. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen.